Okay, I just miscounted the levels. There are indeed 5 levels, and we are on the last one. And I will admit, this is one of the things that confused me even when the game first came out, is I always thought this was like a secret level, but no, it's just a decoration. But anyway, El Ia de Muerte, which, in case you didn't take Spanish, it means the Island of the Dead. Which, considering this is Aztec gold, it would make sense that it would be in Spanish, given, well, the conquistadors and whatnot. I seem to be getting some history lessons with some of these episodes, aren't I? Last one I discussed the origin, well, 2 episodes ago I discussed the origins of the loose cannon, but yeah. It's just being hung from his feet. Barbosa really wants that apple. And of course Jack wants the gold. Get your mind off the gold, we're gonna be arresting you after this. Nope, you stayed here where you're safe. It's interesting that they got rid of that lieutenant character, the one that says, "Oh, don't worry, Norrington is well aware. A mermaid hopped up on deck and told him the whole story." So she just sneaks out in a shark. A stuffed shark. Oh, she could really hold her breath. Feels like in the movie that should have been Will, because that sounds very much like the, "Oh, whatever you do, don't do anything stupid." So this is gonna definitely be an exercise of eyesight, because this is probably the darkest level of the game. I'm happy that there is a bit of an illumination around the characters so you can kind of see what's going on, but still, it's kind of difficult. No! There we go. I get the feeling I've got to flip a switch of some kind. Aha! I believe it's over this way. Put this in here, and we'll twist the bridge around so Jack can join us. Okay. Oh. It's kind of nice that they actually gave Elizabeth pants this time around, because just wearing the dress, I feel like, would be very uncomfortable for this level, as there's a lot of athleticism and whatnot. So does Jack just kind of walk over there then? Ah, okay. Zip line. Surprised he didn't just grab onto it. Not gonna lie, this section reminds me of potentially a bit of an obscure game. So I want to say in 2004. At least for the PlayStation 2. I'm not sure if it was released for other consoles or whatnot, but there was a standalone Pirates of the Caribbean game where it was kind of based on the idea of Jack telling all these fantastic stories and whatnot. And one of them was kind of an alternate retelling of this El Dia de Muerte. Let me see, the main things I remember is there was a few times where, as Jack would be telling the story as to what happened, Will or Elizabeth would just be like, "What am I doing in this story? I never went with you to Formosa." Or there was Elizabeth just like, "Jack, what am I doing in this story? I never went there." Let's see. Yeah, you can only defeat the cursed pirates in the moonlight, that's what it was. Because they just rebuild otherwise. I gotta take care of the bomb thrower. Growing up, I just always referred to him as the bomb priest, because, I don't know, there's just something about that hat that looks very either bishopy or priestly or some other ecclesiastical thing. I like that. So there's actually some customized things there. bit messed up, so after you defeat the... Is that the golden helmet of Basil the Batlord? Okay, for those of you that have played the LEGO Racers games, maybe you know who Basil the Batlord is, but that's a pretty obscure reference. And it's a bit macabre that you kill them and now you take all their bones to turn them into a giant wheel. And then again, I guess it's the idea that they are pirates and whatnot, so you're kind of not supposed to side with them, but at the same time, the idea of being cursed and then having to spend the rest of your days as bones for a little puzzle, that seems very cruel, no matter what the person did in their lives. Alright. Let's see what we've got. I'm gonna guess I need to switch characters to flip the wheel again. Ah, good. Tentacles could be... What tentacles are they talking about? I don't see any tentacles. But if you want the torch, I'll give you the torch. So we just gotta shoot all the support beams, I guess. Which this is just one of those things whenever there's a puzzle like this for the final guy is there just like a back door that they just walk through, or do they just have to reset up these puzzles every time they come back from their plundering and whatnot? Anything this way? Oh, that's just the way around. Well, it said something about tentacles. I feel like there's got to be some tentacles around here. Well, in the meantime, Jack, let's see what they want us to find. A big light source, it looks like. That's nice. Alright. Probably have on burying that, baby. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. We dig it, and now we build it. Yeah, look at all these stones. This is nice. Probably put it over here. Yep. There's gotta be some more of those gold plates around here somewhere. Maybe in the chest there. Aha! Oh, that torch seems to be lasting for a while. I just know as soon as she dips in the water, it's gonna just stop working. But, oh, that stands the reason. Good. And this probably bounces this way. Good. Seems kind of weird that instead of collecting them as like regular studs, you have to destroy them and then collect them. But again, does gold mean much in this world? Begun the blood undone. So in this reality, they're just gonna take his head off. Actually, wait, we're gonna do that in the movie. Actually, they're just like, how did you get back here? I'm not dead. Paw slips, paw slips, party. So we're just gonna free will, take the coin. See, now I like that. Well, actually, in the movie, that was actually the plan that both of them knew, but here it's kind of a wink to the camera. It's not in suspense. So we can actually see with that eye. Oh, they're really doing the never to dress gag still. love how Norrington's just like, there's something kind of funny looking about those girls. And that's the distraction for the cursed pirates to get onto the ship and start killing them all. I always love this scene in the movie. The part of me did kind of wonder, when they were out of the moonlight, did they actually have to hold their breath, or because they're dead, it just didn't matter? Everybody back to the ship! I love how he's just acting. Yeah, that's interesting. What do you think, Jack? Two immortals hitting around till the trumpet's silent. Or you could just surrender. Yeah, so I believe it's reversed this time, so you can't hit him unless he's outside of the moonlight. There we go. I always love that little mechanic, the idea that if you're in the light, you got skeleton, flesh, skeleton, flesh, skeleton. This is just beautiful. Right, I probably should not be killing them in the moonlight, because in the, well, with the Barbossa fight, it seems like they wouldn't die unless they were... Oh, okay, so they do die in the moonlight, but Barbossa does not. That's a little confusing, but whatever. Something a little different for the gameplay mechanic. He's outside. Good trick. Come back. I want to make sure he stays a little closer. There we go. I love these extra takedowns. They're so unique. Once again, messed up. You kill these people, and then you just take their bones and make stuff out of them. I guess that's just Lego for you. Then again, I guess it's... Well, I'm trying to think. Is it better or worse than in the movie where... I think Elizabeth stabbed 3 of them with a big stick, shoved them in a corner, and then put a bomb inside one of them, and then put them outside of the moonlight, and then in doing so, they all blew up as flesh. And the other guy just says, "No fair." Get back here. I'm gonna guess there's more than just flipping the barrel over and over, and it's turned into a barrel again. Yep. Now just to figure out, so Barbossa was over here. I love the idea that they glow. It just kind of makes it even more of an unpleasant sort of cursed look to it. Just outside of the radius, it looks like. Come a little closer. I love these death sounds. So what on earth am I gonna make out of all these bodies? Ah, okay. We just simply throw the bones into this scale, and then that just creates enough counterweight to open this up. Alright, we'll axe it over. Which, I know axing isn't a verb, but whatever. It sounds more fun than me. I was going to say, take the sword out, it's more efficient. So I believe we just push both of these in, and that causes the earthquake, which causes Barbossa to move around again. Go. There's Basil Badlord's helmet again. Ah, there you are. You know what? I'm just gonna take the trident because it's just more fun that way. Go on, give me the trident. Yeah! the light. There we go. That's always the thing I wondered about the trident, is how on earth are you supposed to... Like, is it a stabbing weapon, which just have, like, 3 prongs with it, or... I mean, it's definitely on a long stick, so you got more of, like, a reach and whatnot, but... I don't know, I feel like... Out of all the, weapons from that time period, I feel like the sword really just stuck around. But, not too many people talking about the trident these days. Oh no! The bomb priest is back. And I just took off both of their heads. Okay. Maybe there is something to be said for the trident. But even more impressive than that, the trident is gold! I love gold! Except that maybe I can get more studs out of that. Well, I want the mask. And the trident. You know, let's load up. And it just took away all of Will's hair. Okay. Lego logic. Instead of getting hat hair, there's no hair. And we do the same over here. Barbosa, fight me! I will fight you with the trident. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? It seems more fitting that Jack would be the one fighting Barbosa here, so let's do it. I think we got him. You took away my boyfriend. Actually got bayonets on those muskets. I like that. Small attention to detail, but lovely. If that's gonna do anything. Just kind of took away the whole blood thing, but how in the world are you gonna do blood in Lego? Now that they're mortal. Looks like Barbosa still wants to fight, though. Ah, yes. One of these things where you just have to keep running before everything caves in on you. Yes! No! Leave! No! No! I feel like I'm just impersonating Michael Scott from The Office. Oh, gosh! No! And I got the stud bonus, so I can just run for it. I think it's one of those things where the animation only plays the further you get out, but, well, just want to make sure it such things. I love how it actually makes the coconut sound. Jack is just ripping Will a new one, it looks like. Oh, you cheeky little monkey. Oh no! Monkey in my hair! Just throwing fruit at me. Oh no! Get the coconut! Which I wonder why they're called coconuts. I mean, are they related to nuts? Is it a tree nut? I feel cold. It would make sense that Jack's trying to make off with some treasure. I love that little detail. I mean, they played it up for gags because it's Lego, but I felt kind of genuinely sorry. He never really got to enjoy his apple. They take it over the ship. And not think about Elizabeth's father having to fight off the severed hand. But then again, that probably wouldn't have worked in Lego again. Poor Will had to be tried for piracy. Well, actually, no. Jack had to be tried for piracy. And, well, Elizabeth had to take on Norrington. The other birthday. Elizabeth, redcoats. The redcoats were coming. I got the true merit bonus. Fantastic. Okay. Well, let's see the exciting conclusion. Well, after I only got one of the compass things. That's disappointing. We have 1 gold brick and 2 gold bricks. Now for the exciting conclusion. I guess the gallows would have been pretty difficult to do. At least here it's a little more up to your imagination. But I don't know, the stockade is just as bad because sometimes it would just throw rocks at you until it would get to a point where, like, eyes would fall out and whatnot. They're gonna throw the pig at him! What? Looks like he escaped. You'll remember this is the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. He doesn't know where to go but back to the noose. Oh, they do have the character, yeah. Or is that actually Norrington? Why does he not have the powdered wig anymore? Is this really who you love? It's the pearl. Yo ho ho, we're really bad eggs. Shove off my hearties, yo ho! Let's see, was John Burton's there? Yeah, he was still the director. Kind of curious to see who in the world did the voices of some of these characters. See if it's anyone I recognize. And plus, just love this piece by Hans Zimmer. It's beautiful. There's John Burton's name again. On top of that, it's nice that you get to see some of the concept art to the credits. If I remember correctly, you get different concept art depending on which level you've beaten, so that's kind of a nice bonus, and a bit of an incentive to see the credits outside of just, well, knowing all the great people that worked on these games. So that's a still of Tortuga. It's got to be the Treasure Cave, which I feel like that should have been named Smuggler's Den, but whatever. It's Port Royale, which definitely was a real place. Cutscene storyboarding. It's kind of an interesting thing, storyboarding. It helps out with a lot of things, as I can definitely attest. But it's crazy to think that storyboarding is even something that can be, well, has been done with real movies as well, rather than just animation. Well, maybe I shouldn't say real movies. I mean, they're all real movies, obviously. But just more the idea of, like, movies that are with actors rather than animation. Huh. Did I miss the voice acting section? Well, might as well just go a little bit further. Get to see some of the fascinating names of all the people that worked on this. While blasting out to that awesome Hans Zimmer music. It's kind of one of those things I don't think I've ever really told this to too many people, but when I was in elementary school, I was in band class. I guess everybody either had to take either music or art or whatnot. And, yeah, I remember we ended up playing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme for the band concert. it was fantastic, and, well, it built up some anticipation because the sequel had just been announced, and it's just like, oh, this movie's gonna get a sequel in the future. If it's as good as the first one, it's gonna be amazing. But here's kind of a little something to get you hyped up. And then I remember we also played the James Bond theme, which was kind of my first forte into playing jazz and whatnot. And it was nice because we were even allowed to do some solos, actually. We were each given a little microphone, stand up, do our little thing, and then you go from there. I definitely fell out of love of playing music, but I could definitely say playing jazz was a lot of fun. It was a lot less stuffy. I mean, all you just needed was the drummer to keep the beat as opposed to the conductor to kind of tell where everything needed to go and whatnot. It's just like, hey, you know what you're doing. You got the piece of music, and hey, you didn't even need to follow it with jazz. You could just kind of improvise as you needed. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I love the soundtrack to Cuphead so much. I like how it even actually lists all the names of the pieces. It's fantastic. Barbosa is hungry. Interesting name for the piece. Bootstraps, bootstraps. So they attached a cannon to bootstraps. And the last we saw him, he was being sunken down into J.B. James's locker. And I do very much love the idea that they actually kind of went into Davy Jones's backstory with the second and third movies. While I didn't like him nearly as much as the first movie. Oh, there it is. Pirate's Life for Me. Because it's just like 1967, but people may or may not know that the movie was based off of a ride at Disneyland. They attempted to do it also with the Haunted Mansion, but, well, it's a general rule of thumb. If the main actor of the movie comes before the title of the movie, it's not very good. Oh, hey, I like this. I remember for years, I never knew about this post-credit scene, but I remember one day we just decided to play the movie a little more, and it's just like, oh, the monkey gets the coin! And then I like how they acknowledge that further in the second movie, but it's such a throwaway thing that if you didn't notice that the monkey took the coin at the very end of the first movie, then you probably would have been confused as to why he was cursed in the second. The interesting things I talk about to keep the commentary going in these videos. Well, before concluding, in completing a lot of levels, I am sure that we have the potential to unlock a lot of characters. And so the first one that I want to buy is Jack Sparrow with the Curse. Because, well, I will show you what the curse does in terms of a gameplay standpoint. But first we have to get... there's the blacksmith. First we actually have to get somewhere. There's Norrington for sale. Oh, you gotta get 8 for those? Dang it. So let's see, are the extra people just gonna spawn around, or do I have to get into some of those bonus areas first? Take this, chicken! Yeah! Oh, there's Norrington. I'm gonna guess that you need to open up some of the other areas before the characters will come out. But anyway, there is one other way I could show you what the curse does. Or I will. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need a dog. Gonna need to dig it up. So in this crate is one of the coins of the cursed El Dia de Muerte. And now you can see I am cursed. So the fun thing is you can actually just buy Jack pre-cursed. You don't have to pick up the coin for it. And look, you can walk underwater as opposed to swim underwater. I always loved that. It was just a iconic scene from the movie with all the pirates walking underneath the water. And it's nice to actually see that realized in the game and even made a gameplay mechanic out of it. So, I wonder where the rest of the characters are. Guess I just have to get to some of the other areas before I can unlock them. Anyways, until next time, keep having fun. Whoops.